So gentrification was definitely cute until my landlord tried to kick me out for being late on my rent. That taught me a lot about gentrification, and it's more than like cute coffee shops with exposed brick and exposed, you know what I'm saying, pillars and shit. It's people getting displaced.
And your name for the record, and where you live.
My name is Desiree. I live in North Oakland.
Rick Tittle, and live in El Cerrito, California.
I'm Amy Davis, and I live in West Oakland.
Dage, and I am from Oakland, California, West Oakland to be exact.
My name's Carlos Richardson, and I live in Union City, California.
My name is Raina Maya, and I'm from Oakland, California, East Oakland to be exact.
Bryce Ward from Oakland.
My name is Hasten Thomas, and I actually live in Alameda, California.
My name is Iván Iturriaga. Where I'm from is not that simple of an answer, but if you want the simple answer, I'm from Oakland.
And do you have any thoughts about gentrification?
I think it's one of the biggest issues affecting Oakland and cities across the country.
I learned that that's movement of middle, upper class into actually neighborhoods, right?
Okay.
And whether they're lower economic or not.
I think gentrification, you have to look at it two ways. I think when Telegraph and Durant got gentrified, it ruined the vibe of cheap pizza, record stores, even head shops. It ruined that vibe, and they didn't need it.
It's a love-hate thing with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's benefits to like beautification and restoration of the city, but then there's a downfall to it when there's like misplacement, you know what I'm saying? And then greedy landlords and things of that nature, and people, the indigenous people of the city can't afford to live in this place, you know, and they get pushed out or they become homeless.
I am an educator. I run schools in Oakland. I serve a 95% high poverty community. So for me, gentrification personally and professionally means that my families are getting sort of pushed out of Oakland, priced out of Oakland. They can't find housing, they can't get jobs, they can't afford to be in a city where the cost of living is skyrocketing.
We can simplify it and just look at it as a terrible thing. I don't like what's happening to my neighborhood. I don't like what's happening to my city in a lot of ways. I don't like that folks are getting displaced. And I don't like a lot of the type of people that are coming in because it's a very elitist and entitled community that comes. It's not always the case, but that's a lot of what your initial reaction to things.
It's just an ongoing thing. You take the middle class and you put them somewhere else, and now that place is middle class, and you're gonna keep doing that. And so pretty soon, you're gonna have a bunch of areas that people don't like because of the people that are coming in and the ones that you're driving out.
And there's one thing about like coming in and embracing the culture, but it's another thing when you come to a place because of the culture and then you culture wash it. You know what I'm saying? You rid it of all the culture it has and bring in this new culture that is like similar, that's identical to Oregon and Seattle and Dumbo and what else? Williamsburg. It's like, this is Oakland.
So for me, it's the social conditioning of once money comes in, tech world comes in, a certain demographic comes in, then they want to cater to them and actually like set up establishments, and that's racist.
Well, I think ultimately gentrification, we get stuck on the racial dynamics, which is definitely part of it, but it's definitely a class thing, and it's there can be black gentrifiers, and the color of gentrification is really green, and it's a money thing, and so ultimately gentrification is just it's a result of the same thing that's causing mass incarceration of black folks and it's causing wars abroad. I mean, it's all based around injustice and a lack of distribution of wealth. Ultimately, it's a capitalist problem.
Especially directly where we're at right now, per se, downtown Oakland. Everything is, or not everything, but a lot of it is made for the upper class.
Talk about a downtown area. I think it's the most important thing is to make the downtown area a safe place, a productive place for jobs and revenue and workers and things like that. As I said, as long as you don't get rid of the vibe. I know that the people in Oakland's Chinatown is worried about the new project at Peralta. I think Chinatown is far enough away. I also think that in a way it's going to benefit them. There's going to be so much more foot traffic than there was before. But yes, whenever there's a stadium anyway, there's going to be the NIMBY people that don't want it. But all you have to do is look in San Francisco at China Basin the way it used to be, and now all the way down 3rd Street. And the Warriors are building there. That never would have happened. All the retail, all the commercial. It's going to be nothing but a good thing. But I know people, you got to crack a few eggs, and some people don't like them cracked in their own backyard.
It's an influx of money into the area, but I don't see a lot of infrastructure being built to support it, and not enough things for people who already live in West Oakland.
Right.
From the high rises to the businesses, and I feel like it's pushing the middle class, the people that have been here all their lives, is pushing them away, and that's why you see these other communities that are starting to form. And
seeing all the different changes that are going around in the city based on gentrification, it brings back me thinking about what Oakland used to look like, and how I wish that more people who are from the town were still here in order to enjoy some of the changes that are going on, because we would have loved to be in downtown Oakland and kick it and go get drinks and hang out and go party, back then, but that wasn't provided for us.
As a young adult, like a lot of the things that come with gentrification, I reap the benefits of just being here, but a lot of people are not blessed as me to have the opportunity to still live in this city.
I think that it's, at its heart, it's displacing communities who have been here for a long time, and those communities aren't receiving the benefits of so-called urban renewal, and they're being pushed out to places where we'll continue a cycle of having a lack of access to resource and disinvestment in low-income communities and communities of color in particular, and also losing the cultural and political sort of spirit of the community. I think that's also at stake, in addition to the people and geographies that have been here for so long.
There's also the other side, that across the street from me used to be a house that was very problematic on our block. That had a lot of drive-bys that endangered our community, and that's gone. And it's also a reaction to the changing demographics.
So you have to look at it. Are you ruining a neighborhood that had a real vibe to it? Or are you taking a lost neighborhood and making it viable for people to live in, and making it lucrative, and making all the property values go up? So just to say gentrification, I think you have to look at it on those two sides.
What, if anything, can be done about gentrification in Oakland or the Bay Area?
I think that if people are going to move in to Oakland, it would be great if they were more truly conscious. I think there's a lot of social consciousness, a lot of Black Lives Matter signs, but I sometimes wonder about economic consciousness. Like, do they have any idea how they're impacting the economic livelihood of the people who can't afford to be here, who are getting pushed out?
I wish people would take more pride in Oakland and come here ready to learn, and integrate, instead of like bullying people out of things, But it's inevitable. It's kind of unstoppable, You really can't. If there's some here, they're gonna move here.
To buy these blocks back, okay? And then for our people, for the people that were there, or invest in them. We see the property values and the potential in an area. We get together as folks, as a unit, and instead of buying Jordans and going to the latest concerts and stuff, we pool our economic resources and try to purchase those instead, right?
Is at the simple level is to have people interact and have exposure amongst all humans. I believe in migration naturally. I'm an immigrant, so it's not about keeping things the way they are and never changing, but it needs to be a holistic change, and it needs to be a positive change. And Oakland's always been a city that welcomes people that are oppressed. I'm saying, like, my family came here as political refugees, tons of people. You have an option to go to the US, you're not gonna go to different places. You go to the Bay, because the Bay is about political consciousness, and it has this welcoming thing. So that needs to be something that people are aware about when they move here.
And it's really important when you're moving into a new neighborhood to know some things about that neighborhood. It already has a history, it already has a people, it already has a culture. Don't move to the lake and then be mad that there's African drumming by the lake and call the cops and complain. Really learn how to acclimate. We need to be working together. New folks, folks who've been here loyal to the soil, coming together so that we can figure out this way together to live in harmony. So with the new Bay.
So we need to come together. We need to stand for that purpose, that goal that we were going for originally, or that we seek. We need to stick with that, not get sidetracked, not let anyone come in and push us out. Stand firm in what we believe in, and I feel like it'll happen.
It actually means like leaning in. It means providing jobs. It means actually rallying around affordable housing and actually making sure that what you're doing is contributing jobs to the city, paying more taxes for public schools. I mean, there are some things that I think gentrifiers could do. I don't think that that's their agenda, though. The other thing I'd like to do, of course, is I would like to empower my high poverty community to benefit somehow economically from economic investment that's coming into the city, and that those connections are not they're not obvious.
I think it'll take effort, multiple tactics at the policy level, at the grassroots level, but getting people together and fighting for community-controlled housing. And that could look like a number of things. That could look like people coming together and buying their buildings, various ways of cooperatively owning properties. It could look like more affordable housing initiatives and subsidies pushed from the state, so pushing at our representatives and council members to put the state money where it needs to be, and also pooling our resources together to make changes and create models that create long-term affordability. And also getting the word out to folks who are coming from whether they just moved here or have been here for 40 years, that there's a way for all of us to be accountable and to help communities who have been here for a long time stay here and thrive here.